here we are bathing in the fine
glow
of the Royal Mail Hotel.
Here. We are in bloody in the Royal Mail again. It is so good. So good. Look at this. Look at this, Ian.
Czech Pilsners.
Czech. Yep.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. For anyone out there, we've done some camera tricks.
Oh, hold on.
We are actually
Kappa,
2 meters apart.
There's nothing showing up for the sound here. So there's nothing showing up for the sound, but can you hear us?
Yeah, I think they can hear us. It seems like they can, but
perfect.
I can hear you.
Well, that is amazing. YouTube playing tricks on us. It's like not satisfied, these American companies.
Maybe you can only hear quality.
I honestly thought that there might be like the mute button for the election, the presidential debate. How's that going, by the way?
Oh man, I heard. I don't know. We talking about the state of origin?
Yeah. Yeah, the state of Oregon.
State of, there you go, man. He's on fire tonight. He's on fire.
Yes.
Mate, it's Stout Day apparently, and Ian and I totally forgot, and we're drinking Pilsner. Bonehead once again, off the tap. It's so nice. It is
beautiful. Bonehead, if you're watching. We should go down there, Kappa, and do a show in Bonehead.
We've got to go down to Bonehead. Jeez, what a crazy name for a brewery. Bonehead. Your Bonehead. That's got to have some history behind it.
Kappa, I was a bit scared because I think Joe Biden is going to win the election. And I was thinking about it today that I was so focused on Donald Trump leaving that I forgot that when Trump goes, we're left with Biden. And I was thinking, if Biden was like my father-in-law and he came round and said he'd give my 2 kids a lift to the park, I wouldn't be comfortable. I'd be like,
Ian,
I don't know. And he's not driving a car. He's going to be driving the biggest economy in the world.
Yeah, but you're a glass half empty kind of guy. Trump's out. That's good. I mean, sure, he's been replaced by a man who can. I don't know who. I don't even know if he's going still. I don't know what they're going there. But mate, we're not here to discuss politics. We're here to discuss beers.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
Bloody hell! What's everyone drinking tonight, huh? Okay. Oh, Sailor's Grave Pilsner, Bench Pressington. I saw you had a bit of Sailor's Grave stuff, Bench, and they've come out with a heap of new beers that I would like to try. Oh, Craig P. Very jealous of that oatmeal stout by Bad Shepherd. Love it. One of my favorites. We've
got the Daniel in as well, drinking a Bad Shepherd Pacific IPA. I don't think I've had that.
Man, I had that on the weekend. Not on the weekend. I went to Bad Shepherd. I went there.
Reserve
had
Road.
A flight, had it fresh. It was so good.
It's a nice setup there, isn't it?
Yeah. Had their new Victoria Pale one.
Yep.
Which was excellent as well. So, Pacifico was good. I had a great time.
We've got Elder Taco Mismash Ever and a Day IPA. We've also got, Craig P's there, and we've got Sam Smalley asking who the 2 amateurs are. I don't know who he's talking about. He must be watching the American election.
Yeah.
And we've got Stuart D. He's on Dr. Philbit Hazelnut Milk Stout.
Oh,
from Chur. Now we've got. Shall we release a bit of information straight off the bat here? Because Stuart D is drinking Chur because Stuart D is here. Look,
Stuart D's here with us. Isn't that crazy?
That is wild.
That is wild.
Now, Stuart D is here because he's very kindly set up some lighting this week because he noticed that last week we were in the dark.
We were in the bloody dark.
I think we're actually, because people can actually see us this week, our viewing figures are down.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
But here's the thing, Kappa, is that we're in the Royal Mail Hotel, home of the Cool Room podcast, which David Griffiths runs from here. Now, next week, it is Chur Brewing from New Zealand.
A great brewery.
Brilliant. They are the guest brewers, and they are. David's got some Chur packs to sell, And what we're suggesting is that people might want to come along to the Royal Mail Hotel in person to maybe watch or listen to the Cool Room podcast first and roll straight in to Have a Beer Guest a Year.
Yes. What a night. Oh, what a night. Oh, man, that would blow people's minds. Imagine Cool Room podcast with Chur, then you and me, Ian.
I'm glad you backed me up as well by saying, because I say Chur slightly different. It's almost like,
right.
It's like a tribute act.
As we
saw Sonny and Chur.
As we guessed from my last pronunciation of Stefana or whatever it's called, we can all agree, Ian, that I struggle with the English language quite badly. So man, I cannot wait to do that. I was pumped to go invite everyone here tonight, but I knew I've got to have 1 week where I'm not totally pissed every night. And I'm going to say that for next week, next Thursday. We could book. We could see here and then see where we can go on from there or whatever. I don't know, but we'll have a good time.
We're fully aware of COVID restrictions. We're going to be working with David at Royal Mail Hotel to make sure everybody's safe, everybody's doing the right thing, we're all compliant, etc. So if you want details, jump into the Facebook page, Have a Beer Guest a Year private group.
Have a private group on Facebook, and it is going to be awesome. We're going to book some tables. We're going to have some beers. Ian said he's only drinking whiskey that night, which is disappointing.
That's right. Yeah. I haven't had a fight for ages, so I do really want to get on the whiskey.
David said they've sold out of beers that night as well. They've got Chur and Forex Gold.
It's actually true. It's not far from the truth at the moment, because I know David had to get up to speed with the taps and so on. They've got a great bottle selection, but they've got a couple of bonehead beers and Carlton Draft. So brace yourself. But hopefully we'll speak to David. Hopefully people can drink Chur in the venue. But let's see.
It's going to be amazing. There's so many good beers here. It's a real paradise. You walk in, he's got all these packs, and it's a cool little pub, man. It's got such a great vibe.
Yeah, I know the front room isn't open at the moment, but that front room, I love the place. It's so Australian, so just got a pool table in the middle of it, and you're privy to everyone's conversations. It's great. It's like Centrelink.
Okay. So
are we ready to get started?
We are ready.
Have a beer guest a year.
Have a beer guest a year. Wow. Our viewership is going up a little bit. We've had some more people coming to the chat.
Word is getting around.
It was on 11 before. I was getting a bit like,
Craig Lemon, the 8-wired Affogato Ice Stout. The Ice Stout on its own is amazing.
Really?
And then Sam Smalley drinking the Sierra Nevada Narwhal. That is a classic.
Really? Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Solid gold classic.
What's that 8-wired? Where are they from?
8-wired New Zealand. Yeah,
New Zealand.
Do some tremendous
Kiwis.
stuff.
Now, Ian, there's something I've got to ask you about. Moondog, they're going to put out this Mates pack, the Mates Festival pack.
Okay, yeah.
Some real good ones there.
Yeah.
I was thinking of actually investing in that. What do you think?
Let's do it.
It's got that. I'd forgotten about that is it O thing from Denmark?
Oh, yeah. The Norge.
Norge? Yeah. Man.
Or
Tool. I forget what they're called. I don't know.
Clint Weaver will be able
to. This is a real.
Clint Weaver said I was just casually dropping that Centrelink reference. Have a beer guest a year, not paying the bills. No, we are loaded from this. But I do have a history of not Centrelink, but Job Centre Plus in Liverpool.
Job Centre.
Have you got any skills or qualifications that will help you get back into work, Mr. McNally? No.
I like beers, and I have weird sporting facts to tell you.
I honestly, when I went to sign on a job centre, and the woman behind the desk started complaining about her job situation because she said, I'm only on a casual contract here. They only took me on temp. She said, I'm glad I'm pregnant so I can be out of this place in a couple of months.
Oh,
it's like, it's brilliant.
Great work.
Brilliant. So I was like, I feel really motivated now to get a job.
Yes. You got to do that. JobLink Plus, your preggers, get out of there. JobLink Plus, that was us. Sorry, that was where I had to go to.
And Luke Robertson's here from Mail of the Time. He said he's late, but just in time to hear some great attempts at pronouncing
Nonga
Wine Stefano.
So
should we get started?
Yes,
Kappa?
let's go. I'm
this. I'm really excited. I've got my notes
right
in front of me.
What do I do? Do I?
Kappa, you just can't read the chat here.
Okay.
I'm going to have the chat open.
Okay.
But you just can't read it. You know,
okay.
It's very trusting in this environment.
Okay. All right. This is what you talked about, and I was like, why is Ian going crazy? We we only need one computer, but then I realized I can't look at the camera. So
but you don't have to be like Richard Pryor and see no evil, hear no evil. Yeah, it's like where you just play like looking around the room. Man, you can just look and just not focus on the.
And it might give it away, you know. Anyway, no, it's all right. I'm not going to look at the chat. All right, so.
Okay, it's really creepy if I look this way and you're just staring at me.
Yeah.
Can we go back to Zoom?
I do like a Richard. No, this is great. I love this.
I've actually got all my clues in front of me as well. But the thing is, it's not going to help you. I mean, look at the detail in that. Look at the work that goes into this. It's incredible. We care about you so much.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Let's see how we go.
Okay. So in this year, Kappa, the FBI, which you might have heard of in the USA.
I have heard of them.
The FBI started the 10 most wanted list program.
Oh.
So of fugitives, they started their program of creating like a top 10.
Wanted to get some PR.
Yeah.
That's when they started releasing the clothing line. They got a bit of a brand going. They're like, let's get us in the movies.
And in 10 this week.
Yeah.
Shooting up by 2 places in 7.
Yeah. After that triple homicide, it's really gone up.
And 6 weeks at the top. It's a new record.
Yeah. So who was in it? Do you know? The first one.
No, I don't know. I didn't do that much research. But that would have been that's a good thing, though, isn't it? It shows you why the FBI is so well known is because they've got their publicity.
They've got good PR. You don't know anything about the SAS, like the Australian. I mean, that's a different thing. But then again, you know a lot more than the Navy SEALs have got good PR, right? Yeah. Apparently, they're one of the shittest special forces.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Danish frogmen, they're the best.
Really?
And
I've heard
the French.
The Gurkhas as well.
Who are the Gurkhas?
The Gurkhas are, I think they're Nepalese, but they were British. They fought on behalf of the British. But I think the Gurkhas have this philosophy where if they draw, they carry these small daggers, and if they draw their weapon, they have to draw blood. So it's a really clever because it makes them think twice before. And that means that if they draw their weapon and their enemy gets away, they have to cut themselves because they have to draw blood. So it's like a really good device to say, do you really need to do this? So
that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's probably a different tactic than the old SEALs.
Yeah. If your enemy runs away, just shoot whatever you can find, even your own side. Also, in this year, the Diners Club credit card was first issued.
Oh, Diners Club. Now, I'm unsure of what Diners Club was.
But can you imagine how terrible it would have been to hold a Diners card when it was first issued? Nowhere accepts Diners now. Imagine having a Diners card, going to places. Do you take Diners? We've never heard of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be awful.
They didn't have the internet or anything. So how did these people communicate? How did they know you're in the club? Was it? It was one of those clack machines.
Yeah,
Probably.
I don't know
I
what
don't know.
it looked like. Presumably, it was. Yeah, they had some sort of.
That was great. There was some great fraud in the 80s and 90s. Some classic, just before electronic stuff. Just some A1 fraud that could get through.
Very, very impressive. In this year as well, the Dutch government, the Netherlands, they decided to raise on the 1st of January. They decided to raise everybody's wages by 5%.
Really?
How good's that?
Wow. That is so good. Those countries have got a lot of shit right. They do.
Yeah.
I mean, that is absolutely great. I went to Denmark. Oh no, sorry. That's Holland.
Yeah. It's close. They're all the same.
Yeah.
Go on.
I actually went to Holland once. And it's just they told us that they'd never have the rich all together. They always put the rich with the poor, so they always mix it up, so that they'll always make sure that the rich and the poor live in the same street. They said the problem is that the rich talk with this accent that sounds like they got like a frog in their throat, a very like haughty-taughty accent. The problem is that poor people in those areas would also talk with that accent because they thought they were so cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Yeah.
And they said she said also that's where the term the stinking rich comes from, because the people that were rich would always get buried underneath the church.
Wow.
And then the church would stink. So you go, oh, that's a stinking rich. They're stinking rich.
Hey, man. Hey,
Mate,
I thought I was the one giving the clues tonight.
How do I know all this stuff, huh?
Extraordinary.
Yeah.
Bob Hope, one of your mates.
What? Because I do
professional comedian.
Yeah, Bob Hope. We used to text each other a lot.
Is he in your WhatsApp group?
Yeah. He's in a few comedy group chats.
Yeah. Bagging out all the Melbourne comedians.
Yeah.
Well, Bob Hope makes his first ever TV appearance in this year.
Wow, what is this, like 1910 or something?
He's born in England as well, Bob Hope.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, he was good.
Yeah, he's very of his age.
He was still kicking. Was he still kicking around?
I think he died when he must have been late 90s, maybe even breached 100.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember he was around a lot. Yeah. Anyway.
Silly Putty, the like slime polymer thing, went on sale in the USA in this year.
Right.
First went on sale.
I remember when I was a kid, I had GAC.
Yeah, it's very similar.
GAC was so cool. That was some good weird shit. My brother had GAC. And it was just
did he go to the doctor about that?
No, that was later on.
Talking of doctors, in this year, the first female medical officer ever was assigned to a naval vessel in the USA.
Oh fuck! I hate these questions. I hate this. I hate these answers because this could have been 1920 or it could have been 2015. You know, like what happened here? What a dumb clue to give me.
Well, there's a couple. I'll give you some other dumb clues then. This is pretty crazy that a Swedish tanker in the River Thames in London, it rams into a British submarine and it kills 64 people.
What?
Isn't that
so
just
a tanker?
Crazy? Yeah. A Swedish tanker goes into a British submarine and it kills 64 people in the River Thames.
They didn't know. They didn't know?
Presumably they...
So the ship was just cruising along?
Cruising along.
Far out. That is... I mean, usually I have something witty to say about that, but one of my huge fears is being trapped in a submarine and the water coming in. I think I saw...
Yeah.
That's
boot.
Yeah. They're just slowly watching it fill up, and then you go to a watery grave. It's
just, I think it's the sense of like if the submarine is pierced, The same in an aeroplane as well. If that pressure is breached in any way, then it's just that thought of that is so.
Oh man,
terrible.
Don't take me through it.
Yeah, I won't.
Everyone else is going through it.
All right. In the Baseball Hall of Fame this year.
Okay. All right.
The writers and journalists in this year fail to elect anybody to the Hall of Fame. So like they have this annual ceremony where they're like,
really?
Oh, we're going to celebrate the best baseball players of the year. No one was good enough this year.
Man,
none of you.
Oh no, really? They had a guy. I watched the ESPN. I listened to the ESPN 30 for 30 podcast. One of the best podcasts ever. So well produced, and even if you're not into sport, the stories are excellent.
I know another podcast called The Wheel of Sports. Very similar, very good.
Very, very similar. I still haven't given a listen. I'm so sorry, mate. I've got to do it.
Do it.
Anyway, there was this one of the greatest of all time baseballer. I forget his name. It's not Reggie Jackson. Might have been Reggie Jackson. I don't know who it was, but it was he would just not quit. He just kept playing baseball at a lot older level, but so he just kept dropping down the leagues.
Wow. So
and just kept when the teams wouldn't select him, he was always like, I'll get in next year. And they're like, no, you're not going to get in. Like, he's like, I'm hitting better than I ever. And he wasn't. Like, obviously, he was just getting too old. But he would just be playing with these people who they were his hero. Like, I mean, he was their hero.
Yeah.
Just like builders and stuff or whatever, just doing a trade or whatever, would just go get it. And here's this guy just swinging them and just lifting them up, you know. They said he just had the most positive attitude ever. He never thought he was above anyone else, and he took him to a championship or something like that. Yeah.
That's so good though, isn't it? It's like I imagine like when live comedy's back and you get a bit older and you're like, you're not doing a comedy store anymore. You're not doing live specials on the ABC. You just drop down the leagues. You end up like, in a pub or like,
watch out. Ian's kidding.
Hello. You end up in a pub in a back street and then you end up at the bus stop and then just talking to yourself by the side of Yarra River.
You could be in a beer podcast with 14 people watching. Some would say I never went up.
I think actually that's the first bit of tension we've had. Very good. Cheers to that. A couple of other things that happened in this year, and I hope you're not looking at the chat here. People have been perhaps locking in guesses already. I don't know, but in this year we've got the USSR. It reintroduces the death penalty for treason, espionage, and sabotage.
Now, USSR. Now, I don't know when they were about or whatever, but I know the Beatles song back in the USSR,
and they were named after the Beatles song.
Yeah,
because like Brazil is named after the nut, and not the other way around.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I found it weird as well. I was watching this documentary on World War II that Stalingrad was named after, like he called that city after himself.
Yeah,
and that was one of the main reasons that Hitler lost. Of course, he shouldn't have invaded Russia in the first place, but he might have had Russia if he didn't go for Stalingrad. He's like, I'll go for Stalin's namesake. What an idiot!
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things.
There are a lot of things, but there's a lot of things that Adolf.
Yeah. And then it was Leningrad as well. Trotsky sadly was exiled, so he didn't get a city, unfortunately.
Bastard. Anyway, so man, I think that's a hard one. So USSR, okay, all right.
Talking of residential areas and cities, urban areas, the country of South Africa, they pass an act called the Group Areas Act, and it is it designates residential and business areas for every racial group in the country, and it means that those racial groups cannot own a business or live in each other's racially identified areas. I mean, that's a lot of admin.
That is a lot of admin.
That is, I mean, you can hate the idea, but you've got to admire the admin. So hard to do.
Oh man, yeah.
Imagine the questionnaires. Oh,
I love it how you've thought of this, Ian. As one of our favorite comics, Stuart Lee says, there's no such thing as a hack topic, just hack perspective. And you've really brought a new perspective on apartheid. The admin workers.
It's a lot of effort. That's all I'm saying.
Now, we did one a while back, and it was when apartheid was finished. And I forget when that was. I forget when that was. So this was the start. I don't know what this would have been around.
Look, I'm going to lift your spirits here and say the musical South Pacific wins the Pulitzer Prize. Roger and Hammerstein. I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair was one of the favorite songs from South Pacific. It won the Pulitzer Prize in that year. But also another crazy naval accident that happened. A tank landing ship, the HMAS Tarakan, explodes in Sydney and it kills 8 people.
What? A ship exploded in Sydney?
A tank.
And I've never heard of this.
So one of those that you drive the tank on and then you go to Dunkirk or somewhere and it rolls off. And it just exploded, kills 8 people.
Oh my God. When would have Sydney had to be loading tanks? When do you load a tank in Sydney?
When you go to Oxford Street on a night out. King's Cross.
I'm trying to think when there was a war, but I'm like, I don't know if we were, besides Second World War, I don't know what would have been involved in, to load a tank. Yeah, anyway.
We've got A Town Like Alice is published by Neville Shute in Australia. A Town Like Alice. And the Indianapolis 500, which I knew nothing about. Do you know anything about that? The Indianapolis 500?
No.
It's wild. It's 200 laps they've got to drive. 200 laps.
Is it just circle? Is it just round and round?
So, yeah. Which adds up to 500 miles. So to drive
insanity.
500 miles.
Yeah.
In this year, it rained so hard that they cut it short, and it meant they only had to drive 345 miles.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So, wow. Yeah, I thought maybe I'd mentioned that fact at one point, but I don't think so. I think that was a Formula One in the rain or something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, it might be NASCAR or something. But another baseball one I've got as well. Joe DiMaggio gets his 2000th hit.
Whoa.
I'm not sure what a hit is.
Yeah, I don't know what a hit is.
But whether it's like a home run,
where you hit it,
where you hit it, or did he have a music career on the side?
Do they count the hits? Like when you get a when you just ding it and like a foul ball or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that counted as a hit?
Maybe it's one that's in play.
Yeah. Okay.
So, as long as you hit the ball.
He
gets his 2000 hit in this year. Swiss Parliament. Beautiful country of Switzerland, refuses in this year. It refuses to give women the right to vote.
Well, America's putting women in the Navy. The Swiss
only the medics.
Taking them out of So, wow, Swiss, huh? Usually they're pretty good at that stuff.
Yeah,
this must.
I don't know.
This has been a pretty good clue, Ian, because
really,
I think that means it's a while back. Because the Swiss wouldn't have stood for this shit,
They've still got bank accounts with Nazi gold in. I think the Swiss moral compass is
that's true.
a little bit off. It depends.
I want to go around Switzerland and just check the barns that apparently have missile launches in them. Like, apparently they are just set up for war. Like,
yeah, and they're like the base for like so many corrupt organizations like FIFA.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Look, Toblerone. I'll give him one.
Toblerone.
I'll give him that.
Ian hates the Swiss, everybody. Just
well,
let
even
that be known.
Even the Toblerone, that's Egyptian.
I reckon.
Like, stop stealing.
I reckon Toblerones are overrated.
They
Ian.
are, yeah.
They're fucking overrated.
It's just
the shape, the weird shape.
Yeah, it's just because you get them in the airport.
Yeah, fuck it. No.
Association.
No. Toblerone, I'm coming to get you.
DC-4 aircraft. There's a number of DC-4 aircraft crashes.
Okay.
So the DC-10, I think, was one of the worst aircrafts of all time.
So what? They didn't learn the lesson with the DC-4.
No, it's awful.
They didn't even change the name.
They just
like,
went,
we'll put a higher number up the DC. And then it was the higher number of crashes.
It's basically like if Apple brought out the iPhone 1 and it set on fire every time you opened it.
Yeah.
And then he just went, all right, let's try the iPhone 2.
The iPhone
3, 4, keep going.
Okay, yeah, this one's constantly on fire.
Exactly. Florence Chadwick, who is a American, she swims the English Channel and becomes the first woman to swim the English Channel in both directions.
Whoa.
So there's obviously something. She got to the other side. There was something. She was like, "Oh, they speak a different language here.
Yeah.
I'm going back."
Well, she couldn't run for parliament in Switzerland, so she's like, "I might as well swim the channel."
In the spirit of engagement with continental Europe, the first ever TV program from mainland Europe was broadcast on the BBC in this year.
Oh, okay. That could have been like, once again, 2010 or whatever.
Could be the start of Brexit.
Yeah. Like British are like, we only have British shows on. Ian, now we said, got Stuart D here. It's International Stout Day. We don't have a stout. Oh, yeah, we're going to ask if Stuart could go get us a surprise stout each.
Oh, and we just bear in mind as well, Stu thinks he's not paying for these.
Yeah. It's definitely Stuart's shout.
We've given him no money. And we just said, put it on the tab.
Yeah.
We don't have a tab.
We don't have a tab.
As if we'd have a tab.
Yeah.
Would anyone trust us with a tab?
We've snuck in here.
But we'll see. The telephone answering machine is created in this year.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, this is really throwing a spanner in the works. Because you do think 80s or whatever when you think the answering machine.
Yeah.
Tapes were around the 70s or whatever. But this was created around this time. So this could be one of Ian's little tricks that he does where it was probably an answering machine this big. Like a fucking huge answering machine with like 2 big reels and shit. And probably had a guy operating.
Just with a notepad.
So yeah.
All right.
They might not have sold any of them.
Brian's not in, but I'll give him a call when he arrives back home. Sugar Ray Robinson, the boxer, knocks out Jose Bazoro and wins the middleweight title in this year.
So is Sugar Ray, is he related to Sugar Ray Leonard? Sugar Ray, what's it?
I think generally.
Well, there's a couple of Sugar Rays.
I think there's probably,
The Sugar Ray's a bit of a boxing thing, right?
Was it a Sugar Ray that killed Steve Irwin? No, sorry.
That was
It's
a manta ray.
Still
manta ray. That's the Australian Sugar Ray. If there was an Australian boxer, it would be the manta ray. Well, all right. Well,
also, look, I'm going to help you out here as well. Shirley Temple. We've talked about Shirley Temple before and her relationship with or J. Edgar Hoover, chief of the FBI, who was fascinated with Shirley Temple and sent her a pen which had poison in, which she could poison somebody.
Yes.
Weird. But Shirley Temple in this year retires from making film.
Whoa.
Oh, Stuart D.
Stuart D, what do we got? What's our... Want to talk us through it, mate?
Try it first, and I'll tell you.
Okay. There we go. We've just talked about Shirley Temple getting a poison dart off J. Edgar Hoover, and Stuart D's unseen gone and ordered this.
Wow. That is unique. That is so good.
Oh.
What is in that? That's what I want to know.
That is the Bonehead Bona Fide cinnamon scroll pastry stout.
Wow. The
Again,
cinnamon
a lot of
scroll
licorice.
pastry stout.
3.8
3.8 standard
standard drinks.
drinks. Ian's going to have a wobbly ride home once again.
Riding a bike home tonight. I'll have to take this light shoe, wear it on my helmet. Yeah, so Shirley Temple.
Thanks, Stu.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Wow. What is in that?
It's like got that burning sensation of the
Yeah.
cinnamon. I really enjoy it though.
Bonehead really creeping up on me. It's a great brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's funny that, isn't it, when you just go to a venue and all they have is one brewer.
yeah,
But it's nice when you enjoy that.
yeah. It's
It's
so
like-
good. Oh man, there's a couple of places I've been that had just there's a place that used to do comedy, and I loved the place, but they always had this Montes Pilsner or this lager
Yeah.
that was awful,
Yeah.
out of the tap. You know what I mean? I was like, why does it have to have this?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Just spoils the night.
Anyway,
All right. So Shirley Temple retires from making films. The Peak District in the UK is denoted as the first national park in the UK.
Okay.
And lots in this year, Kappa, about one of your favorite topics, communism.
Okay. Communism.
So there's obviously we've said the USSR reintroduces death penalty for treason, espionage, and sabotage, but also a nuclear physicist, Klaus Fuchs, is
Klaus Fuchs?
yes, that wasn't a description. That's his name.
If he's a nuclear physicist, he probably doesn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So,
my last name is an adjective. Nuclear physicist. He is arrested on spying charges, and later in the year, he's actually found guilty of spying, passing on secrets from the Allied, the Manhattan Project, the Canadians, the British, the USA, and passing on secrets to the USSR. So he's imprisoned for 14 years. In America at this time, Senator Joseph McCarthy charges the State Department with having 205 communists within their ranks, which the president denies. The USSR and China sign a peace deal. There's a mass arrest of communists in France. Belgium dismiss all communist civil servants from the government. Does South Africa passed the Suppression of Communism Act. Australia wanting to, be like South Africa. They pass the Communist Party dissolution bill, which effectively makes the Communist Party of Australia illegal in this year.
far out. So, man, this is. I'm totally lost, to be honest. But I'm going to take a stab, and it's not a very good stab.
What are you guessing a year right now?
Oh,
I'll give you a couple of other clues.
Have you got some more?
The Pope.
Sorry, I thought we'd been going for ages.
How long have we been going? Yeah, we're all right.
Oh, we're all right.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. I'll listen. Our viewers have gone up.
I am totally lost. I am like, oh my god, I don't know what year it could be.
So, the Pope, he sends out a message to all the bishops and all the priests across the land.
Mm-hmm.
He sends out a message to combat atheist propaganda.
Okay. A lot. Well, I don't know. That's the thing that annoys me about atheism is the people that support it. Like my dad, he's an atheist, did not say one word about it. He just didn't go to church. That's it. The best type of atheist.
Yeah.
He never said it was bullshit. He never preached it to anybody else. He just did it. And therefore, he's the best atheist I've ever met.
So
most other ones, they actually want to fucking tell you about it. And if not, they're more annoying than a passionate Christian. In a way. Devil worshippers, now they're great.
Yeah.
Dress cool. Yeah.
I'll just give you a bit of advice. Don't type in passionate Christian into Google. The UK Labour Party, they win an election by just 5 seats in this year.
Oh, hang on. I know. Hey, don't go any further, Ian.
Ho Chi Minh, he begins an offensive against French troops in Indochina.
I watched Ken Burns' documentary on this.
Really?
But I can't remember any of the years.
Oh, man, I actually booked a flight to a major city in Vietnam thinking I was going to Ho Chi Minh City. And it turned out I went to the other major city, which was really annoying.
Yes. I was like, how do you screw that up? Because the major city is still Ho Chi Minh. They just changed the name of it. I'm trying to work out the dynamics of this dumb joke.
Dear. Yeah, I know. Same. I reckon we've probably got 1 or 2 more clues, but Kappa, the death penalty in Belgium in this year is abolished completely.
Well, that's really clean things. Whoa, Ian, you've really narrowed it down. Oh my God. I'm totally lost with this one, but there's a couple of things that stick in my mind. A couple of things.
All right. I'm reading the chat while you
I think most of Shirley Temple's movies and stuff are in color. And she got a bit older. And I'm thinking The Answering Machine, probably around the 70s. But this is created, so it might have been a bit earlier.
It's nice to hear as well. Daniel just said that he heard a story about the Australian Communist Party on ABC. I think some right-wing commentators would say the ABC is the Communist Party of Australia with all those pinkos in there. But apparently we still have an Australian Communist Party.
Really? Apparently the Crucible was written about communism.
Yeah.
So that was just
McCarthy
a metaphor
for
communism.
Yeah, the McCarthy witch hunt claimed many actors, very good and very talented people. Like one of the most high profile was Gene Kelly, who was a star of Singing in the Rain. He basically had his career frozen out. He didn't do anything of any note until Xanadu with Olivia Newton-John in the 80s. Singing in the Rain, like such a massive hit, but Gene Kelly was paying the wages of actors who've been blacklisted. What a nice guy.
Wow, what a great guy.
Isn't that amazing?
Poor guy. God, what a talent.
But it shows you that like how insidious this the McCarthy witch hunt was. Glad it's not like that in politics anymore.
All right, so
we've got quite a few people locking in their guesses. Please do if you haven't done it already. Stuart D said atheists are like V. I like the way Stuart D is just sat in the corner here, but he's still texted in like a keyboard warrior, and he doesn't realize he's got to face us after this.
Yeah.
IRL. So we've got a few good guesses coming in there, which Kappa is not
such
reading.
An odd beer. I love it. It's real good. Have you had this before, Stu? Oh man, you got to try it. It's crazy. Okay, so
So quick recap, you've got the Swedish tanker.
The answering machine is...
You've got the answering
machine has thrown me off.
You've got the European show.
Times, and then...
You've got the European show on the BBC for the first time. You've got the Indianapolis 500, which is cut short. You've got the suppression of communism. You've got the Diners Club with the first credit card. You've got the South African apartheid being tightened. Bob Hope's first TV appearance. The FBI's 10 Most Wanted program.
Okay.
You've got the first female medical officer in the Navy.
I'm just picking a number in my head here.
Well, that's the idea of the game.
I'm just picking a number in my head.
But make sure it's got 4 numbers in it.
Okay. Well... Okay, let me start again. What do you say? Fuck, this is going to be so way off, and everyone's going to laugh at me. I reckon around 1964.
1964.
1964.
What about Klaus Fuchs? Klaus Fuchs.
No, that's not doing anything for me. No matter how slowly you say that, it's not going to change my mind.
1964. You're locking it in?
Yep, locking it in.
1964. The year for guests. Have a beer guest the year. And this episode is 1950. That's it. 1950.
In fact, by 14 years.
In fact, Klaus Fuchs got out of jail in 1964.
How old was Shirley Temple when she quit acting? The answering machine. How big was an answering machine in 1950? And Diners Club.
Diners Club credit card.
Diners Club. I refuse to believe that Diners Club was around.
And Shirley Temple stopped doing film. Shirley Temple was 22 when she retired from film. Isn't that so good? We did get quite a few. It was pretty hard tonight, Kappa. Quite a big spread of guesses, but
that's good.
Dano got 1950. Well done, Dan. And we've got quite a few others. I think Craig Lemon got 1950 as well. We've got some in the late 50s. What was interesting for me when I was researching really this year was I didn't realize the McCarthy witch hunts and stuff.
1954. Susan was wrong. This is
now. I think what Susan's doing here, and we know Susan well. Is that what she's done here? Is that she's put in 1954? She knows it's 1950 all day long. She's put in 1954, and when we meet up in person, she's going to be playing for money. I know Susan Williams' game. She's playing soft. Yeah,
the color of money.
As soon as you start playing for money, then it's like everybody's gone.
Oh man.
Well done, Craig Lemon. It's not a fluke if you guess right. You've got to say that is some good knowledge.
This is why Susan didn't get it. I only came in 10 minutes ago. Oh my God. That is so great.
Susan Williams came in 10 minutes ago and got 10 years closer than you, who's been sat here the whole time.
Susan, I don't like you. Starting to annoy me, Susan. Oh, man, that's so good. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well played. We've got to say a big thanks to the Royal Mail Hotel for hosting us again, and a big thanks to Stu D as well, who came here in real life with a light so you could see us. And a big thank you.
Just come on up.
Yeah. Walk around. There you go.
Yeah. There you go. So good. Thank you so much, Stu.
Yeah, brilliant.
And it's so good to see you. So good to meet one of the viewers.
I know we're going to have to do this in installments. I think it's going to be too much to meet everybody in one go.
Yeah, I think I'll have a panic attack or something like that.
Particularly if they're just texting in the background while they're in the room. It's very strange. Please do jump into the Facebook page. We haven't finalized any details with David yet for next week's episode, but we will be here again. And the thought is that we're going to get a table designated. There will be limited places, so obviously to fulfill COVID rules, things might change as well. Maybe Daniel Andrews will come up with something on Sunday where 6 days, 0 cases. everything's looking good at the moment. So if we all keep doing the right thing, hopefully we'll be able to have a few more people.
I think everyone will be able to come because so many people here tonight. so we just got to book in. You'll get all 20 people in. It'll be fine. So yeah, just book early. Just ring and book a table, and we'll be all good.
We'll work it out. But we'll also look at that collaboration with Chur Brewing. Cool Room podcast.
Yeah.
So whether you want to just come for the Have a Beer Guest of the Year, or you want to, have dinner, make a night of it, have some Chur
I would
beers.
recommend that.
Yeah,
I might do that as well. Ian.
Cool Room
I might
podcast.
have dinner here as well.
Yeah, you've got to do the research next week as well. So.
Oh no. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. What a great night once again. And come down here. This is so good. I'm going to hang out here a lot, I reckon.
Happy Stout Day as well.
Yeah, happy Stout Day. Yeah.
We'll see you all next time for Have a Beer Guest of the Year. Take it easy.
Cheers.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
And